right, coming to you once again from the Illegal Shift studio. And the One More and I'm Out of Here studio.
I thought it was the One More and I'm Out of Here.
It is now.
He changed it. He changed it. I called it Illegal Shift on the Instagram post today.
It's the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
We had our producer Brody in the Instagram video, so I'm gonna make
Brody the producer.
I'm gonna make him an Instagram page.
That's pretty good.
I think he deserves it.
But it's a beautiful day here in Anderson Township. You know, one of the things that I like so much about living here is that if you want to go out to eat, there's really plenty of offerings out there. And then when it comes to, even though yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, when it comes to your south of the border offerings, there's plenty of restaurants there. I mean, off the top of your head, how many Mexican places can you think of off the top of your head there, Jason?
Oh, I've got
right around here.
I've got at least 4
within 3 or 4 miles from where we're sitting right now. Yeah,
at least 4.
So our buddy over here, Andrew.
Whoa! Where's this going? Where's this? Why am I nervous?
Our buddy went out for you. You went out for dinner last night.
I knew this is where you were going.
And so him and I don't know where he found friends to go out to eat with, but he did. And your waitress made a video after you were done dining.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Where did I go?
Yeah, you went to one of our local Mexican restaurants.
He makes a name for himself wherever he goes.
He did. And let's hear what the waitress had to say about Andrew's visit. Yeah, this is pretty good. I love this. Crank it up.
Let's make it big.
Turn it up.
Let's make it big.
Blow on it.
Restaurant, and last night I had a MAGA tape.
Well, I haven't. Sorry, I muted it there.
Wearing the hat and everything. And I just thought, why are you here? This is not for you. You don't get to enjoy these flavors in this cuisine that comes from a country whose people you're trying to kick out. This is not for you. Go home and eat some unseasoned chicken and green bean casserole like God intended.
Let it roll one more time.
Shit! I just ended it
because we missed the very beginning.
Well, I just kicked
the
it.
beginning of it. Puts it in context.
Well, I just kicked it, so let's go.
Is it out? But she's a waitress at a Mexican restaurant, and she doesn't like MAGA supporters.
No,
she didn't complain about the tip though, so you must have tipped well.
Usually do.
But the thing is, it'll probably be the last time that she works at that restaurant, because if you're the owner of the restaurant,
I would, and
your waitress is there bad mouthing your patrons, I can't imagine that's going to go over very well with the owner.
Not a good look. Definitely not a good look. Especially,
you don't deserve these flavors.
What was the dish? She said, what was it? Boiled chicken and green bean casserole. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
I don't
because
remember.
if you
is that what us white folk have every night? Got to get home and boil that chicken and make our green bean casserole.
If you weren't having fajitas,
I look at you. I look at you and I see carbs. I look at you and I see carbs.
What are you talking
Tons
about?
of carbs.
What is that? A fat joke?
Carbs are good.
Carbs.
I love
dude, I love carbs. Look at me. I'm not judging.
You guys drink your carbs and I eat my carbs. So there you go.
Fair. That is probably the most fairest thing ever said on this podcast.
That's right.
Ever.
That's right.
Since the inception.
That's going back a ways.
Boys, we have so much.
It's a video fest today.
We have so much since we last podcast.
But in one respect, that young lady was incorrect, because
he's going back.
I mean, well, we are sending people back to Mexico, but the big send back right now is El Salvador.
El Salvador.
And I mean, the video has been coming out of there the last couple of days has been spectacular.
What an impressive facility.
Well, they started that crackdown, I want to say, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Their
and
he's serious.
And that their crime rate has fallen off a cliff.
And the fact that those people were in the air, the judge throws out, you need to turn around.
Nope.
Trump goes, we're in international waters, and then El Salvador's president goes, oops. He sends that tweet out, says, oops, they're already here.
Oops, already here.
Yeah, and I love,
So I pulled some videos of this fucking place, and it's a place that I definitely do not want to go.
You don't ever want, and they were humbled. I mean, those guys are hardened criminals. These are criminals.
Shaving heads, shaving beards. Everybody looks the same at that point. You know, you are you're just a number at that point.
They want to remove any individual identity so that, like you said, everyone's the same. You're a number.
So I named this video so I could keep track. I named this one Con Air.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That's
it's one of my favorite movies ever.
And so those dudes are not in for a fun time. And look, they had their kicks while they were bumping around the United States, terrorizing American citizens, taking over housing units, having their way with illegal kids and human trafficking and drug dealing and all the rest of it. But those times are over, my friend.
Committing untold crimes on American citizens.
And crimes that haven't even been committed yet, which isn't a fair thing to say, which I've heard the other side. Well, you didn't know that they were going to do that.
No.
Well, guess what? Behavior is behavior.
Well, they did it.
And psychology is psychology.
They did it. And Marco Rubio has been great on this. And Stephen Miller, who is the do you know what Stephen Miller's title is? He is the Deputy Director.
He's sharp as a tack.
Or Deputy White House Chief of Staff for I want to say international affairs. But anyway, he's all over TV on this. And there's so many on the left who are looking at all these scumbags that are being put back to where they came from. And they're saying, oh, well, they're not having due process. They're not being availed of their due process rights. Well, you know who didn't have due process rights? Laken Riley didn't have any due process rights.
I was thinking any number of victims. So thank you, Jason.
But here's
I would like for you to speak into the
here's Stephen Miller, and there's another video out there of him on CNN.
I'm assuming you want me to go here.
It's like it's like 9 minutes long, but this video that we have here is Stephen Miller. This guy, whenever he's on TV and you see him on TV, stop and watch, because this is why it is must-see TV.
Yeah, he's sharp.
Whenever Stephen Miller is on. So here he is on Fox News. I believe this was yesterday with Martha McCallum.
Let me make it full size.
Make it full size.
But let me play this first from somebody who I know is not a favorite of President Trump. This is Andrew Weissman, who's a former top Mueller prosecutor. Of course, it's not a huge surprise that he didn't like this operation. He doesn't think it's legal under the act that you just mentioned, Stephen. Watch.
We're not at war with Venezuela. We're not at war with Venezuela. The gang that is the subject of the executive order. There is no invasion that is going on. And
I want to do my hair
like
that
to show that the people you're removing are actually part of that gang, even if there were an invasion or a war. And this statute may, in fact, be very unconstitutional.
So the judge has to be convinced that these individuals aren't real. I mean, it's a huge group, and nobody's going to miss any of these people, but they're quantifiable. So can you prove that these individuals were linked with Tren de Aragua, and that Tren de Aragua is part of a Maduro operation, Stephen?
So first of all, Andrew Weissman is an absolute moron. He is a moron, and he's a fool, and he's a degenerate. Andrew Weissman has devoted his career to putting innocent Americans in jail, taking away their civil liberties. He was involved in the Mueller coup against a democratically elected President Donald J. Trump. Weissman should never be on TV anywhere. He should hang his head in eternal shame for what he's done to this country. And now he's up there shilling for people who rape and murder Americans. That's who Andrew Weissman is. I met the mother of Jocelyn Nungary, Alexis Nungary, who President Trump honored at the State of the Union, named a national wildlife refuge after her daughter. Tren de Aragua terrorists took that 12-year-old angel and they tortured her to death They sexually assaulted her. They stripped her and they dumped her body in a river. That's who President Trump has deported from this country. Behind every single one of those terrorists was another future rape victim, another future sex trafficking victim, another future murder victim. Most importantly, every one of those people was here illegally. They have no right to be in this country for 1 second longer. They are illegal aliens, they are foreign terrorists, they are alien enemies. And the law at the heart of this issue was signed in the founding generation of this country. The same generation that wrote our Constitution. People say, oh, it's an 18th century law. You know what else is an 18th century law? The Constitution of the United States. The Bill of Rights of the United States. The founding generation gave us this law, gave President Trump this law to repel this invasion from our country. And it was all detailed in the proclamation, how this gang was sent here by a foreign government, and President Trump is sending them out of this country.
Well, we look forward to learning.
So there you go. There's Stephen Miller, and I think he makes it pretty clear that this administration's not going to back down to the dudes like Weissman, calling him a moron and a guy who has spent his life making American citizens miserable. But that's the thing. Think about what these people have done, and now you have AOC, all these people on the left standing up for these drug dealers, for these killers, these rapists, these murderers, the absolute worst of the worst. And all they can do is try to score a couple of political points against Trump and oppose them being shipped out of the country.
Well, the funny thing is that I think it's brilliant in this sense. Number one, think where the Democrats are, where the Democrat Party is right now. So the Democrat Party is advocating, I guess, for the return of these gang member criminals to the United States.
Yeah, they want them all to come back and lawyer up and go through the court process and all that other crap.
You know what? Then let them have that position, and let's see which one plays well in Peoria and which one the American public supports more. Because I'm here to tell you, I think that we're as a country, I think that the American public is fed up, and these people. It's not like they just grabbed somebody off the street. These people are known gang members. These gangs are known violent organizations committed to organized crime. They're nothing more than an enemy organization, a terrorist organization committing terrorism on American citizens. And I have absolutely no problem. I love how they were handled. I'll tell you what, El Salvador has that prison. Did you see the sleeping accommodations there? I mean, they're packed in like sardines.
Here,
and
hold on.
El Salvador is not messing around, and you saw how they walked.
No, they're serious. They're serious about crime. Though they are very serious about it.
Here you go. I got it right here.
So this is great. I mean,
there is no mattresses inside the cells.
So the only thing they own is the uniform. In the past, the gang members would be kept separate, and they would be able to plan crimes in their cells. But in this prison, the new system's in operation where gangs such as MS-13 and Barrett 18 are being all put together in the same cell, so they can no longer plan crimes. I'm feeling hundreds of eyes boring into the back of me, just dead black eyes. Lord knows what they're thinking, and what they think all day. And Lord knows what they've done to deserve this, but we can only assume that they've done some of the worst things that one human being can do to another, and that's why they're here. Certainly that's what the director of the prison has told us. He's told us how these people have raped, mutilated, cut bodies into pieces and left them strewn across the countryside, and turned El Salvador into a living hell. They're now locked away.
Locked away forever.
So that prison was built for people like that.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, specifically built for people like that. And
if the Democrat Party and the leftists in America want to make the argument that these people need to be returned and Donald Trump overstepped his bounds and blah, 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 let them have it, because I think that the American public will reject that. I think that we're a safer country for getting these people deported and put in prison, because I honestly incarcerated. How many innocent American citizens have to be raped, have to be murdered, have to be sexually abused before we finally have had enough. I think we're there.
Yeah.
And I don't have a big problem with it. And as far as the judge goes, I mean, the judge has a long history. He's a liberal activist judge. And to be fair, once they're over international waters, the judge doesn't have any authority over them. So I'm totally fine with it.
It's all about timing.
It's all about it's mystified that much.
I mean, when you watch like how, like it was the most efficient fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was, and I read that the prisoners were acting up on the plane, and then when they landed, when they saw the show of force outside, it just took the life out of them, because you saw, like you said, efficient. They pulled them off one by one. They bowed their heads. They walked them into an armored car, and they shipped them, shaved their heads. I don't have an issue with it. If you want to defend these criminals, have at it.
So I've got this video too that I pulled.
I think they're actually shackled in a way that they can't stand up straight. And when you see with the prison guards walking them around, they've got control of their head, because in a fighting scenario or in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, if you control your opponent's head, you pretty much control their body. And that's why you see, like, when you watch a lot of these MMA guys fight, they try to gain control of the head, because if you gain control of that head and you got it down all the time, then your opponent's at a serious disadvantage. And that's a big reason why they walk these guys around. You know where else they do stuff like this? They do it in Russia. Russia prisons do the same thing. They force their inmates to walk around like that, where they've got their head down. They're not eyeballing the guards. But these guys, I mean, all they're wearing is a pair of shorts.
Did you learn that at the dojo?
I'm just saying.
Here,
is that your jiu-jitsu lesson?
I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu once with Rich Franklin.
Like
Did you really?
If
Yeah.
you're not a gang member?
Did it hurt?
No, you gotta kill.
Oh,
You gotta kill
yes,
to get
it
those
did.
tattoos.
Yeah, look, what a bunch of tough guys.
Yeah.
I'm a gang member.
How do you feel right now?
Gotta recognize that what happened to us is like that Titanic, that we were big and strong gang, but we got hit with the iceberg.
It's called Trump.
The rest of your life?
Yeah, the rest of my life.
Yeah.
We murdered a lot of people, and this is the consequence of what we did one day. Like, try to act strong in the day and cry in the nighttime.
You cry at night.
Yeah, because we know that we're not gonna get out of here. It's a maximum security prison.
What was the gang that you were a part of?
MS-13.
MS-13. Yeah.
There you go.
I believe
One of
that-
Rashida Tlaib's favorite, and then one of one of AOC's favorites. And
I believe that you also, the tattoos represent, like, how many people you've killed. There's different tattoos or different symbols. So when you've killed somebody, you get a different tattoo. So, I mean, they're basically wearing their guilt on their skin, their admittance of guilt. So listen, again, I have zero problem with where we're at. And it forces the Democrats to defend the indefensible. And if that's what they want to do, fine. Now, do I support taking, just illegal immigrants that haven't necessarily committed crimes to a facility? No, just deport them back to their country. This is not that case. So let's not make it that case.
Right. And that's what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Is they're just, they're ripping people out of the United States and sending them to this El Salvador prison. No, these are people that are already on a list.
Yeah.
And Tom Homan fucking knew.
this is just phase one.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? Good fucking riddance. I don't give a shit if you don't like to hear the podcast anymore after this. Good fucking riddance to these pieces of shit. Because again, to your point, Laken Riley didn't get a chance of fucking due process. And these guys are admitted killers.
And how many Laken Rileys are out there that we may or may not even know?
We don't even know about.
Well, the thing is,
thank you.
There's websites out there that kept track of illegal aliens and the crimes that they were committing across the United States almost on a daily basis. You could find a story about someone that was killed by an illegal driving drunk, a police officer that got in a shootout or into a car chase and wound up dead with the illegals. I mean, just about every single day, some family's life was being ruined either by a loved one being maimed or killed or injured by an illegal alien. And it was happening on a daily basis. So there's those few cases that got elevated because they were just so
heinous,
and so grotesque that they got elevated to a national level. But still, I mean, there's countless families out there whose lives have been, and you never hear, the media, and you never hear the squad, and you never hear Dick Durbin or any of these numbnut mayors from Boston or from Chicago or from Los Angeles crying about these particular families. And then Gavin Newsom, do you see Gavin Newsom's got to go back and beg another $3 billion? So because he promised all the illegals they get free health care in California.
Oh, I thought it was for his new podcast that he was starting.
Not my problem. Sucks to be you, Gavin. I mean, not
he needs another $3 billion so he can keep providing illegal health care for illegal aliens in California.
Well, I'm sure that's going to really help his presidential aspirations.
Yeah. Ooh, can I veer off? I know we have a ton of shit, but
we'll follow your.
We're only 21 minutes in, so we got plenty of time. Given the fact that, and I can't remember if we hit this, but I want to watch it again, even if we did, because I've watched it 17 times and it's fucking gross. But in memorial of St. Patrick's Day, I was not able to go out and partake because I was at the firehouse. And
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So somebody asked, "Hey, did you get drunk yesterday?" I said, "Well, they frown upon that.
Not yesterday.
They frown upon it at the firehouse." But here's another one of Andrew's.
Thank God they have stand-up.
And when it is safe for all citizens to have equal rights there in America, that's when we will consider coming back. I'm here in Ireland, and it's beautiful and warm, not physically, it's actually quite cold. Never someone who thought I would move to another country. That's what I decided would be the best for myself and my 12-year-old child.
So I pulled
the second time we've shown her.
I know. I looked at it, but it was funny because why I wanted to pull that up, and I had it in my email, and I haven't found it yet. I sent it to myself. But Conor McGregor being at the White House, and somebody asked him, "What do you think about Rosie O'Donnell moving to Ireland?" He was like, "Why?" That's all he said. It was just a simple, in that Irish "why," and it was the funniest fucking thing. But I love the fact that Conor was at the White House, but he's getting all kinds of grief because he called out Ireland's government.
Oh, their immigration policy.
Yes.
Yeah, and the fact that just like the rest of, well, for example, I don't know to the extent that Ireland's been overrun, but for all practical purposes, Britain is ceasing to exist as a British territory. It's now overrun with aliens, not necessarily all illegal, but man, they were part of the EU and they had the open borders. So you could theoretically drive anywhere within the EU and get to England relatively easy and to partake of their fairly liberal social system, medicine, etc. So they pulled them in by the thousands.
In honor of Conor being at the White House, I felt like I needed to show Rosie one more time.
Well,
and you know what? And as I said before, I will give her and Ellen their kudos in the fact that they stuck by their guns and they said, "We're moving," and they did.
I thought it was Michael Moore there for a second.
Well, it's not pretty. I like when she said, and I didn't have the beginning part where she's like, "The star of the Flintstones." I'm like, no, John Goodman was a star of the Flintstones. He was Fred. You're Wilma. Shut the fuck up. You were not the star.
You were not the star.
You were not the star.
Starlet, which they don't like that term. But
well, especially her.
That's
for sure.
Conor McGregor's catching shit because he made a comment on the fact that his country, he's criticizing the immigration policy of his homeland.
I did not pull that video.
I understand that.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true.
Sure, it is.
And he has as an Irishman, he has full right to have an opinion on it. And I'll tell you, I had a friend, I mean, God rest his soul, he passed away. He was going to move here that was on a work permit from England. And he was from Leeds near London. And he said, he goes back. So why you want to leave? He said, there's where I grew up in Leeds. I don't recognize it anymore. There's a mosque on every corner. It's not England for me anymore. It doesn't feel like home. I want to leave. I want to come here to America. Now, he passed away, sadly. But he had firsthand knowledge.
Hey, real quick,
it's worse now. That was probably 8 years ago.
Real quick, I want to throw this out. Our buddy Bosco said he just got an update. His uncle John is cancer-free after his surgery last week. That's fucking
outstanding news there.
Bosco's a huge follower, huge friend.
Congrats.
More so than a follower, he's a friend.
He's done a podcast with us a few times.
Yes, sir. That is great news. Thank you for
outstanding.
Thank you for throwing that out there. That's awesome. Bosco, we love you.
Wait, is Conor McGregor Irish or Scottish? What was he complaining?
Scottish. He's Irish.
Is he Irish?
He's Irish.
Okay. There's a difference.
Correct. He's Irish.
I think the Irish wear underwear and the Scots don't. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a true Scot, you don't.
That's right. What's next on our...
I was waiting to see if Dan had anything.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We're sorry to distract everybody. Dan is...
I'm not distracted.
Dan is watching the anticipated splashdown.
Yeah, we got like 17 irons in the fire.
So we will. I don't know if we'll break to it or not, but
that's good.
In case you guys missed it, Elon Musk, the guy that everyone is out trashing his company and his vehicles, and I think is domestic terrorism. I think it's organized domestic terrorism. Elon Musk had an interesting podcast he did with Ted Cruz. I think it was Sunday. I'm not sure. And he had this to say. Now, if you're in politics and and you've been involved in any Democrat candidate or any Democrat cause, you are aware of the fundraising platform for Democrats called Act Blue.
Oh, yeah.
And every Democrat candidate that I know of has used this platform. And every liberal that I know of on any liberal cause has used this platform. And I just want you to listen to this snippet that Elon Musk had with Ted Cruz concerning Act Blue. And I hope more is learned from this, because I think it could be, really, really important and big news.
Let me see if I can get that. I want to try to make that bigger, but I might not be able.
One of the things you told me about is
this looks like the Ted Cruz podcast.
Is what you call
Oh, there it is.
Magic money computers at the Treasury.
Well,
so tell us about it, because I never heard of that until you brought that up.
Okay, so you may think that the government.
There it is.
One of the things you told me about is what you call magic money computers at the Treasury.
Thought it was.
Well, so tell us about it, because I never heard of that until you brought that up.
Okay, so you may think that the government computers all talk to each other. They synchronize. They add up what funds are going somewhere, and this
is what you sent me.
It's coherent.
It's in this clip. I don't know what part of it it's at.
And that the numbers, for example, that you're presented as a senator, are actually the real numbers.
All right, maybe
one would think.
One would think.
Go ahead and kill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might not be the right clip. I did send it, but I might have grabbed the wrong one. So basically, what he said was, and we'll provide. I'll get it for the next show. But he said that his theory and what he's looking into, maybe Doge is part of this, I'm sure it is. Act Blue has, what is that background noise?
It's over here.
Act Blue says they're getting lots of grassroots small donations, and a lot of them are actually lifelong Republicans that say they never donated anything. So he's really concerned that what's happening is a lot of foreign money is coming into the United States through Act Blue and then is being used for all sorts of stuff. And he even made the accusation that Act Blue is being used as a platform to fund the terrorism and the organized protests against his Tesla dealerships. So it's going to be really interesting to watch if they can follow the money and he can, verify the story, because I think it bodes poorly for any Democrat that has used the platform of Act Blue as financing, fundraising, whatever else. We on the Republican side, we have there's I believe it's Act Red. It's not nearly, if I have a Republican candidate that I want to donate to, I usually just if it's something that goes directly to their page, not through Act Red. So we do things a little bit differently than the Democrats do, for sure. And it's going to be really, really interesting. But getting back to, we have lots of videos. I don't know how many we want to show, but I'm really concerned. We talked about it last time, the level of violence that's occurring in this country, the calls for violence by Democrats and leftists.
Oh, the swatting.
everything.
The swatting that's going on.
I'll go through with this first one with the green Cybertruck, and then I'll go to the King one, and then the fires.
So we're going to show some clips of what's going on
through.
in case you've missed it. This is what's going on in the United States of America today.
And it's super unfortunate the fact that you spend the money to go buy one of these trucks, and then just because you bought it.
What's a Tesla Cybertruck go for? $100,000?
Yeah, 80, 100 grand.
80, 100.
Okay.
Welcome to New York, where you cannot have a fuck ass thing for nights.
It's fucking typical New York. Too,
anything, nothing. You can't have shit nice in New York. This is the definition of you can't have shit nice in New York. Because they will fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for this Cybertruck. Whoever owns this Cybertruck, my mans, they hate you.
They hate you. So that's the unfortunate
Pretty
part.
good commentary right there.
I mean,
so I can't say anything more than she did.
I mean,
so that's one. That's New York.
We can't prove that she didn't do it, but
I don't think she did.
But I do like the commentary.
Yeah, I
as
like
Dan
the
said.
commentary too. Now, so check this out. Check this one out. This is another one, and this is just a very small percentage of a thimbleful of the videos that are out there.
I got something playing in the fucking background somewhere, but whatever, I'll fix it.
Oh, this is the guy who thought he was being really clever keying that car.
This is in Dallas.
Pushes his suitcase.
This is in Dallas.
Yeah.
So this guy, and Trump tweeted this one. Trump on his Truth platform.
Yeah.
So this guy's walking through airport parking lot, and look at him. He takes his key out. Mr. Clever doesn't realize that the Tesla has cameras everywhere and is filming him the whole time. And then he scratches down the end. So they'd like to make sure. I can't wait till this guy's identified. And they do have a close up of his.
They should have him by now.
I was trying to do a full screen.
Elon Musk, I'm sure, has access to very good facial recognition software.
I would think so. So I'd like this guy to be identified. I bet you he
turn yourself in, brother.
I bet you he voted for a Democrat. What do you think?
I mean, why?
You think?
You think?
That'd probably be a pretty good wager.
I mean, can I ask you a question though?
Why?
Like, as a human being.
So show the last one.
Why?
Just show the last one, and then we'll.
What
comment.
the fuck?
So this is a dealership in California. No, Vegas. This is a dealership in Vegas. And, the initial claim, well, we're going to roll the video and then we'll talk about it. I think it's video. Is it video?
Yeah, it is.
Let's get into your entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Trolleys. Has live entertainment.
You got a commercial?
We might get an ad.
ArizonaTrolleys.com to see his claims. The Eagles are reportedly working on a concert.
Yeah, we
film
got the sports report.
We got a fucking ad. You assholes. Let's see.
Eagle Sphere.
Yeah, it's not going to be skipped.
Trolleys has
It's not
live
going to be skipped.
Oh, the Eagles, the band Eagles,
go
not the
forward
Philadelphia
just to see if
Eagles.
it's somewhere in that report. It should be in the report somewhere.
In lifestyle news, the
No,
humble
we're going to lifestyle news.
All right. Well, sorry. So there we go again. What's down below? The one little thing down below.
I can give you pictures.
That one right there.
Yeah.
Click on that one.
I just
Okay, so there you go.
I give you pictures.
This is a Tesla dealership in Vegas that was vandalized. Several of the cars. Now, I want you to look. If you've never seen an electric car burn,
it's a nightmare.
It's quite the show. And all those fumes.
Weird. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a friendly fire. You're not doing fire s'mores on that. So, and they're hard to put out if the battery gets going, which I'm sure it probably did. So, when is enough? I mean, seriously, when is the United States? We've had dealerships forced to close. They've ransacked dealerships in Brooklyn, I believe.
We showed a picture of a trans who took advantage.
Yeah,
of,
well, he bought that. Which one?
No, the one that fucked up the dealership. Was it in Georgia?
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. So I mean, my question:
long hair, looked like a dude. Says he was a girl.
Right.
Dude looked like a lady, but did not look like a lady.
Right.
He was trying to.
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am.
There was another dude who set himself on fire.
Yeah, we had that video. We had that video of the guy
trying to light on it.
Oh, I got it. I got that one.
This one's kind of fun.
I got that one right here.
This one's a little bit fun.
All right, let's watch this.
This one should work. Hopefully.
What an idiot.
What an idiot. Start over.
Watch here.
right over the fence. Yep.
Let's hear. Oh,
See you,
wait,
bye.
hold on. Where's my arm? There it is. Oh, there's my arms. Shoes on fire. His arms on fire. I mean,
so between the Teslas being set on fire and then
and damaged and vandalized and everything else.
But you also have people before they do the Tesla stuff are coming in. If they see a Ring camera, they'll come in and try to pry it off the door frame.
Oh, before they do the
and then come back.
Oh, and they come back
and then fucking do it.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the smart ones.
Yeah. Oh, you're so good. You're so great.
So, I mean, when this is the America we find her. This is where the left is. There was a video I had, and I don't know if you have it, but of a leftist protesting. I don't think is that her, the outside one. Yeah, that's her. She's
her.
actually calling for violence. She's saying, because we didn't get
you
our
said
way.
it to me.
I
well,
said you were yelling at me.
Well, yeah, I yelled at you via text.
I think this protest of the video you get ready to throw up here, I think this actually happened right in front of the White House.
I think it was in D.C.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is what the left is calling for.
Yes.
So when do we hold them responsible? When does this, when do we say, and I think we are in a way, because the popularity of the Democrat Party is at an all-time low. But when is enough enough? Like, when is this actionable? See what I'm saying?
Yep. When do we do something about it?
This man out of here now. But if that doesn't happen, and we're not promoting it for 1 second.
No, we're not.
But if that doesn't happen,
Look at the mask
there
on.
will be violence. Yes. And these people had the opportunity to stop it. And they didn't. Get this man out of here now.
So what she's advocating for is there's going to be violence unless we get Donald Trump out of office.
Well, if she
that doesn't happen,
she says, "Get this man out of here now," she's talking about Musk, or she's talking about Trump?
Musk and Trump.
Musk and Trump.
Opportunity.
I want to know what the fuck she does for a living, where she works.
Well, there's
because I would like to go. I would like to go sit on a Kelly week. I would like to just go sit outside her work
and protest her,
and in a very civil manner, just have a sign and be like, "Do you realize what your employees do?" Very civil manner.
Well, let me ask a question. Does anyone recall the violent acting out, the calls for violence, the misbehaving and lawlessness that followed on behalf of MAGA supporters or right wingers or Republicans after Joe Biden got elected to office?
Dan, how dare you forget January 6th? Wait, how could you forget January 6th, Dan? That was an insurrection. It was an insurrection. The word erection is in there.
the word erection.
All right, let's just say that qualifies.
Okay,
that covered the span of about 3 or 4 hours, maybe slightly longer. But what about the ongoing displays of violence, the outbursts, the calls for, the leader to be killed and so forth? Did we have those on a daily basis?
We did not.
After the election of Joe Biden?
Did we go around and, at that time, to be fair, 4 years ago, Musk was, a darling of the left.
Absolutely.
So
they loved Elon Musk?
Did we say, did we go burn down anyone that supported any business that's, I'll put it this way, did we go, firebomb Facebook offices?
And Bosco,
that's a great observation.
Bosco said that must be Cincy's girl right there.
You mean 513?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Bosco.
I'm not sure that he has.
That is outstanding.
Well, that's making the assumption that he has a girl.
Well, that could have been his man with long hair.
It's true.
But this goes back to something that Rush Limbaugh used to talk about all the
rolls
time.
me right into something else.
And he talked about, the place where you
get to
work
it.
all this stuff out is in the arena of ideas.
Right.
And the left is, at this point, completely devoid of any ideas.
Right.
So they are left with nothing else but to resort to these sorts of tactics.
Exactly. Terrorism, domestic. I'm going to still call it what it is. It is domestic.
It's exactly
it is a form
what it
of
is.
domestic terrorism. If you can't, if people, now my car now says it's a Tesla. It identifies as a Tesla, and I'm waiting for someone to possibly try to do something to it because I'm kind of crazy. But at the end of the day,
it did identify as a Cadillac.
It did identify as a Cadillac,
but now identifies as a Tesla.
Yeah, one of these
which
times
I saw the fucking Instagram.
The badges.
The badges are awesome.
So I'm thinking of maybe parking it in that like electric charging spot at Kroger. That's right up front.
You don't have a hair on your ass. You don't have a hair on your ass.
Stick the cord in the window.
And just you sit there because you don't do shit anyway. So just go sit there and take video. And then we'll use it for Instagram.
Can you imagine the conversation you're going to have with that Karen when she demands you give her the electric charging?
She pulls up in her little electric whatever.
She'll pull up in her Rivian.
Excuse me, Mr.
I saw a video the other day of some moron who wanted to damage a Tesla, and they walked up to a truck and started scraping the hell out of it. And someone walks up to this guy and says, "That's a Rivian, by the way, not a Tesla."
It took me forever to figure out what a Rivian was. I had no idea what it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She was that stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you saw that.
I think Rivian is out of business, by the way. I think they've declared
close.
bankruptcy.
It was close. It was very close. I'm not sure if they're out or not. But what about did you find it ironic that what was the guy from Arizona, the congressman Kelly?
Kelly?
The
astronaut.
Yeah.
Now
Gifford's husband.
Yeah. So he's
a hypocritical motherfucker.
So
what he is.
the very day that Elon Musk is saving fellow astronauts, that you think he might have some.
He started TikTok.
He did a TikTok that he traded in his Tesla for a Chevy Suburban or a Yukon Tahoe or whatever it is.
Chevy Tahoe. Yeah.
But he started TikTok that same day.
I mean, it's ironic. The irony is just so rich. And where does the left go from here? And yet we're supposed to, as a society, and I'm not advocating for anything other than getting along, but where do we go from here? How do we coexist is my question. If you've got to now if you can't take your Tesla, and I don't have anything, look, it's amazing how full circle we've come. 4 years ago, Tesla was the darling of the left. Owning a Tesla virtue signaled everybody that you cared about the environment.
Oh, it's electric. It's electric.
And then you asked them, you got the goat eyes when you said, but where does the electricity come from? They just, from the plug.
It's so funny. I just went and I didn't do the deep dive myself, but there's got to be videos of him out there at the time when he bought that Tesla, and he was probably talking about how he's doing his part to save the planet, and he's all about the environment and all the rest of it, and how his virtue signaling is far better than most people's.
Fucking Ramrod Kelly right there. I'm gonna save the world.
Yeah.
It's just you got fucking a couple actresses and actors that sold theirs. You saw them on records.
Well, some of them
I'm selling it.
That was actually months ago. She did that months and months and months ago.
Go ahead.
And then released it now when it was convenient. So whatever.
Go ahead. Sell it. I mean, if you liked it when you bought it. And you thought it was the right thing, but because you don't agree with political attributes, go fuck yourself then.
Yeah. And
then get that internal combustion engine that's going to put exhaust out that you were so sick of.
So we are 10 minutes.
I have asthma.
Dan's screen is telling us that we have 10 minutes before those poor astronauts that have been stuck in space for 9 months.
Splashdown targeted for 5:57,
which is 6 o'clock, and
Eastern Daylight Time.
And those they haven't had a shower, and we were talking about this before the show.
Oh, Jesus,
they don't
it's
shower.
Something that fucking Andrew is
stuck in my head.
It completely is.
They don't shower.
NASA has means of dealing with that.
I don't think so. I don't think what is it like? What's that?
Well, you gotta take a sponge bath.
You mean like odor exit?
I learned that when I was in space training.
Oh,
when I was at astronaut school.
Oh my God. Dan, I was gonna grab on, but as soon as you said that,
he left you. He left them.
Space camp when you were 12.
I went to space camp.
Space camp when you were 12.
I was an adult when I went to space camp.
Let me tell you. So he went to space camp right after he got out of the dojo doing jiu-jitsu. So.
Oh my fucking God.
And I took down Rich Franklin too. So that's a fact. I have that on video.
You need to see the video. I want to see the report of you in space camp.
You want to see something else that's gross?
Cub reporter.
You want to see something else that's gross?
All right, let's see.
We will not take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection. I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. I wish that they would spend even a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, thinking about how to lower the costs for American families. I wish they would spend a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, figuring out how to make government actually work better, rather than making it work worse in order to prove that government can't work. They are obsessed with culture war issues. The Republican Party is obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre. And the American people deserve serious legislators, serious elected officials who are focused on bringing people together to deliver real results for the American people, not to play games and not to engage in schoolyard taunts.
Idiot.
I find it rich that a dude who likes to dress up in women's clothing, that advocates for the mutilation of children, is talking about lawmakers being serious.
Give me a second.
So that we're supposed to take this person as a serious individual.
And also with in that hearing where it first started, where the chairperson said Mr. McBride,
yeah,
and his vice chair, I'm assuming it was the vice chair. I'm assuming it was the vice chair that was like, "Well, you need to treat them. You duly appointed member or whatever." And he was like, "Well, it's Mr. McBride."
I mean, it's just these people.
But when it went to
He's
McBride,
a dude.
when it went to McBride, it was okay, Madam Chair.
Right, he did. He
so
said that.
you
did the same thing.
You jumped into the same bullshit,
Well,
but he was actually calling you what you are.
Well, he's a guy, so
correct. Calling you a dude.
So he's a guy. I mean, hey, like I said, think about where we're at in this country. The Democrats.
I don't know if I can share.
Probably can't. The Democrats want to defend bringing back hardened criminals to this country. And what they probably, especially if they're here in Cincinnati, they'd be on probably recognizant bond, OR bonds, waiting trial. Judge Silverstein, that
probably, yeah,
probably just let him out.
Sure.
Pinky promise not to do anything bad.
Guys that are watching
Pinky
live,
promise.
I'm that's what something.
And
here,
then,
so just bear with me.
I don't know. I mean, if this is where the Democrat Party wants to be today, more power to them. I think that it's not going to play in Peoria. So whatever. That trans women are really women. Okay, great. They should compete against. Should compete against girls. So you have a daughter that trains her whole life in a sport, tries to get a scholarship to a major university, and then some transsexual man's going to come along and beat her out of a position, or rob her of her lifelong dream, or steal a record from her just because he can't compete against men. I mean, come on, give me a break. And I'm not saying, listen,
what the fuck are we looking at right there? Real quick,
something really bright in the sky.
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
I think
I'm going to put it here.
Well, I've got this full screen on my computer, so I don't know.
I'm working on
SpaceX is
it.
pretty good. So I mean, if they said 5:57, we got 5 more minutes. So
I was just trying to figure out what that was, but we
Something
don't
really
need it on
bright.
the screen right now.
So
real quick, so 5:57.
We
have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm cutting you off, Andrew. Sorry, because you just ramble.
Did you mute
What? No, you're not muted.
You're not muted.
No.
I verbally muted you.
Where are you going?
Well, for a quick 2 minutes, let's talk about how we have to give the Statue of Liberty back.
And Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, was great on that. I mean, she has done everything. But I'll be honest with you.
And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. I just thought it was fucking amusing.
I haven't followed that Statue of Liberty story that close. Who was calling for the Statue of Liberty to return to France?
A lower level French
parliamentarian,
member of their parliament
So
or whatever.
here I got this quick fucking 20-second video. That's all I want to play. But I love her. I think she's fucking fantastic. I think she's doing a great job.
Caroline Leavitt's fantastic.
She's killing it.
Is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not.
And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now.
You know what?
Suck a bag of dicks is what that sounds
What's
like.
that video when they put the glasses on you and they walk away and they play that music?
Yeah.
Bump, bump, bump. That's what they should have done to her because she and one other
I've seen a
person-
few videos of her where they do that at the end. The glasses come down and they walk away.
You want to run and speaking of that, we should have shown this, but I know you had the video teed up because we were talking about the authority of the president to deport those people. And we have a video of Tom Homan, how he just hands it. That's why I love this guy. I've got a bromance on this guy, and I love how he acts because he's awesome. He takes no shit.
I gotta figure out where it is.
Tom Homan, he's a boss.
Dude,
So we're looking at on your screen, not on your screen, but on Dan's screen. We're looking at the
there
goes
the
the parachutes.
The chutes.
So thank you, Elon Musk. Two happiest people on the planet Earth today are the two astronauts that were stuck up there for 7 months without a shower.
No, I think at some point, I think these chutes are going to pop off, and then a couple of bigger ones are going to come out. I may be wrong.
Look at the quality. Look, another thing that Musk has, that SpaceX has. Look at the quality of the video here.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, that's something else. But the video that they have on the actual rockets and everything else, I mean, they don't skimp.
That's what I wanted. Took me a second.
So here we are, and this now, they do land in the water.
This is fucking big shit.
Is this in the Gulf of America?
These poor motherfuckers have been up there
together.
Since fucking what, June?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the drogue chutes. The main chutes are going to deploy here momentarily. There they go.
This is big shit,
and there
guys.
we go. Now we got the four main.
I love it. Good for Bush and Sonny.
Well, come on. Get out there.
Yeah.
Expand. There they go.
Oh.
There they go.
Oh, fuck. Somebody's in the comments.
Back.
Uh-oh. There they go.
Back.
God, I want to ban it so bad, but I'm gonna
look at that. There's gonna be a nice gentle touchdown in that warm ocean. I think they're right outside of Tampa, if I'm not mistaken.
So is that the Gulf of America?
Gulf of America, baby.
Gulf of America, Cincy.
Welcome back to the Gulf of America.
God, Elon Musk is such a bad guy. He's
terrible.
He's terrible.
Isn't it weird?
What a jerk. What a jerk.
Rescue mission. That,
just a rich guy trying to get richer.
That he could have done. That he could have done months ago, but the former president
wouldn't let him
want
do it. Yeah, those poor people were used as political pawns by Joe Biden, and how dare Elon Musk save them? God, he's probably just doing it for the money. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
He's
definitely doing it for the money.
Definitely.
Well, he needs money for a nanny for that kid.
Right. No. What's the new kid's name? I don't even know. So he had X.
The new kid.
Yeah, the one that was just born to the other.
I don't know.
Lady. I don't know her.
I don't know. Is that 14 for him then?
14 or 15?
Yeah, he's got a ton.
He's making babies.
I mean, the guy.
Look at that shit. Look at how. I mean, that's so fucking cool.
Look how happy they are, and Dan with their Carhartt boots.
I mean, do the boots need to come up to just below the knee? I mean, look at that.
Record,
look at those outfits.
It could be muddy.
Where's it going to be muddy?
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Dan does not, just for the record, Dan does not like the SpaceX uniforms.
I'm not crazy about the helmets. I'm not crazy about the boots.
Well, guess what? You're not in
I
charge.
know I'm not in
You're
charge.
not in charge of the functionality.
But am I not allowed to give my opinion?
Well, you are.
That's my opinion.
You need to know some shit about it.
Yeah,
you know nothing about that.
Well, he went to SpaceX.
You went to space camp. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Hook a brother up.
You are a minor expert.
Look at how calm the beautiful Gulf of America looks today. Just a calm day.
Welcoming back the astronauts with open arms and warm
sliding into the ocean like an old man getting into
This is almost as exciting as when we had the emergency podcast of when Mar-a-Lago got raided.
Mar-a-Lago was raided.
We did a fucking emergency podcast up on the back deck.
Oh God,
it was awesome. It was fantastic.
Look at how slowly it's coming in, just gently.
I know it's just going to caress the water.
It's going to kiss the water. Like
we're looking at it like that, but it's literally going to be a car wreck for them.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
It still hits.
What they say.
It still hits hard.
It's just barely coming.
Let's see. Here we go.
All right, they're here. So
Just
now all we
hold on. I want to see this.
All we have to worry about is them not drowning.
Boom. Oh, they're not going to drown.
Look at
They
that.
come right over there. Look how fast they're zooming in on there.
The
and then
top
they-
part didn't even go underwater all the way. That is so cool.
Look at how
man.
So
calm that is.
awesome. All right.
Look at that. So we have a new sponsor this. Well, are we going to show
Yeah.
Tom Homan or what are we going to show?
Well, we have to get off the TV
Well,
that
he's
you
not
guys are looking
controlling
like,
it.
oh my
You're
God,
controlling
look
it.
at it.
Yeah, there it is.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
No, I'm very, very happy for those two individuals, Sonny and was it Bruce? I believe his first name was Bruce.
I read it's going to be, from what people are saying, it's going to be like 4 months before those people are back to normal.
What I'm
All
concerned
sorts of
about is
stuff that
health,
happen.
health-wise.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
health-wise.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that happen.
To be out of the gravitational pool for
Yes.
that long,
Yes.
I'll be curious to
your,
see.
Your innards don't like it.
Physiologically, yeah. They'll be shitting like geese. I promise you. That's what's going to happen.
Like geese?
Amongst other things.
So are we going to
Be
show?
good to get off that
Are we
hamburger
going to
paste.
show the last clip? Or are we going to show how Tom Homan just owned the media? Or
Yeah.
do you, yeah? So this is Tom Homan, and this is regarding. We did stories on the prisoners, the criminals getting shipped to El Salvador under this law that was used. And Tom Homan was questioned on it, and unfortunately for the reporter, Tom Homan just bitch slapped him.
That's a perfect analogy.
You say to those who claim you're using a 200-year-old law to circumvent due process?
An old law? Not as old as the Constitution. We still pay attention to that, don't we?
But some would say this is
Boom. That's when the glasses need to go on him. Glasses need to go on him right there.
There is no
And
better
he walk away.
fantastic.
Bum,
there is
bum,
no better
bum,
mic
bum,
drop
bum, bum.
than that.
I didn't know Cincy 513 was a reporter in DC.
Apparently I saw it. God, I want to ban it so bad, but it helps our algorithm.
Just don't. I mean, let me see it, but don't show it.
It helps our algorithm.
Don't show it.
I know.
Fight yourself.
I know.
Well, I just want to respond to 513 real quick here.
But we didn't show it.
Oh, we didn't?
I don't think we did.
I didn't put it on screen. No.
Oh, because I saw his comment on your
I
screen.
mean, you can see it. I didn't show it like as a like a
it
highlight.
wasn't highlighted. But the comment was essentially, you spend all this time talking about, how great Trump is, but you won't talk about the economy and you won't talk about, what was the other thing he was bitching about?
Eggs? No, those are down.
Yeah, price of
Yes.
eggs. Is
No, that's down.
About what is, I
The
think he said-
damage Trump is doing to the economy and foreign relations.
Foreign
distract
relations.
idiots. Stay focused on dumb,
I know.
meaningless shit.
Wasn't he talking to trying to stop a war today?
Yeah,
He was talking
let me.
Somebody's trying to break
Oh,
into
what
my
is
house.
this?
Apparently,
Andrew, wait, just to
Oh my
respond.
God! To 513, I'd love to.
Just
read
to
this.
respond to
God,
513
let me
real
see.
quick.
Can I read this?
Can you read the headline?
It just sounds so. Trump, Putin agree to seek limited ceasefire in Ukraine. Oh my God! How did he do that?
The damage he's
So
doing to
weird.
foreign policy
You
is.
only wait a second, but you're only paying attention to certain portions.
I
of
know.
that.
I know.
mean,
We're just cherry picking.
I mean,
here.
you're cherry picking.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And Trump's
Because
economy.
he's Putin's puppet.
Trump's economy
You know
is
damn well.
going to be so bad compared to Biden's economy.
Yeah.
There's been it's a good. I'm glad he asked that because there was a recent study that came out about
you only pay
Biden's
attention
economy.
to portions of it.
And Andrew, could you read this headline as well?
Biden's Inflation Reduction Act could end up costing taxpayers nearly $5 trillion. Study
Yeah.
says.
So
Weird.
Yeah.
But I don't want to cherry pick. I don't want to pick that cherry.
It's so weird.
You know what? You should probably there's an old Mark Twain saying, it's better to remain silent and appear intelligent than speak and remove all doubt.
Yeah.
So you might think of that before you start pounding on the keys.
I'm gonna
just a couple of headlines that popped up.
And that was a very brief search. You didn't have that teed up. You just did a quick.
Actually,
search.
I had these prepared before the show.
He
today.
doesn't need to know that. So
it doesn't. No, he does need to know that because if he wants to come at us, he needs to be better prepared.
He can't be. He listened to NPR.
I am prepared.
The same station.
Cincy 513
All right,
is
well,
not prepared.
You can quit your.
Don't we
bickering.
have? Wait, we have a new sponsor.
Yeah, you quit your bickering over there. We're going to work on a good ad read, but this is going to be off the cuff.
Well, because it's new.
Because it's brand new, but
breaking news.
So if it's going to be a good ad read, guess who's going to write it?
It's going to be Dan.
Me.
Or
I told
that's why it will be good.
I told Kevin to give me bullet points, or he can write it. But I said, if you get bullet points, Dan can write a hell of an ad read.
Prestige worldwide.
I gave you kudos. But our buddy Kevin Murphy Engraving, him and his brother started this company, and literally hours ago became a sponsor of the show.
Excellent.
So, I mean, this is, like I said,
Thank you.
I said it was going to be off the cuff, and I have a banner up here somewhere that I fucking made as we were getting ready to start. But I've seen this stuff firsthand. He is actually getting ready to he's been invited to be part of the Anderson Firemen's Festival.
The return of the Firemen's Festival.
The return.
But
to throw some merchandise out there. But Murphy Engraving, I've known Kevin for shit. Man, since I became a fireman, so probably 24 years, and I've seen his work. But him and his brother together. His brother's a veteran, so it's American made, first responder, veteran.
Are they local here?
Yes.
Where are they at?
Local. He's in Goshen, the Goshen area.
I'd like to go by and take a look at it.
But yeah, so Murphy Engraving at gmail.com, 513-616-6463. We will get a good ad read, but literally this just took place this afternoon.
You see there where it says established?
Yeah.
What year was that?
2022.
The same year as?
One more.
And I'm out of here. How about that? So that we were meant to be together.
He definitely wanted to be a part of it. Like I mean, that's why we met up today to catch up, but we wanted to talk about networking. So we've got a new sponsor. We'll have a better ad read, but I told him it was going to be a shit ad read today.
We'll make
but
something
no,
good.
we appreciate Kevin, and Kevin and his brother are both fucking great people.
All right, are we getting ready to one more and I'm out of here? We'll
Yeah,
wrap things up.
He's got things to do.
All right.
Yeah, I got to pick Zoe up.
Do you want to show the Trump video real quick?
Yeah, which one?
Of him getting popped in the face with that microphone.
Yeah. Speaking of where Cincy 513 gets his news, NPR.
He's a fucktard. Oh, sorry to say it out loud. I thought I was muted. Oh wait, I'm in charge of that.
Have you seen this, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of the reporter?
Yeah.
Exactly what you expected.
Mr. President, obviously you're
Look at his face here.
You're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the
He just became a big story tonight, right? Yes, sir. Did you see that?
Did you see that? Like, oh, what a fucktard.
Now,
So
show
I mean,
the picture. Show the
good,
picture of
good
it.
for Trump.
I'm trying to find a picture of it.
Good for Trump trying to.
I had it.
Good for Trump trying to laugh that off, because that is actually a very serious incident.
Very serious.
Well, and that's with that story, and I haven't pulled it off the screen yet.
Extremely upset about the Secret Service allowing that to happen.
That should never happen.
There should have been a Secret Service agent within arm's reach of him that saw that mic coming and stepped in to swat that thing away.
How did you know there's
and
nothing,
that gal should have been taken down.
How do you know there's nothing caustic on there? Here's the photograph of her. Just exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
You know, hair pulled back tight, very little makeup.
I saw it. I think I have that in an email, but I did not pull it.
Looks what you would think an NPR reporter
Her
looks
name
like.
is Danielle Kurtzleben, newly appointed White House reporter for NPR and a massive Trump hater.
Well, guess what?
LGBTQ advocate who suggested during the 2024 campaign that Trump only spoke in Howell, Michigan because he has ties to the KKK.
Oh, God, that was
well,
her?
guess what?
Was that her?
What was
that? Was it? That's what she posted.
Oh, that was her post.
Danielle Kurtzleben. Well, guess what? Doesn't matter. Not going to work here anymore.
Here's the deal. I would first of all, Dan
Fucking
mentions a good point. How do you know there's not? I mean, I'm not saying there is, but there could have easily been caustic material, some sort of bioagent on that microphone. And you don't get to wipe the president's face with a microphone without there being actions. First of all, I would yank her press credentials. She can cover. She can cover.
She can drive Uber at this point.
Well, she can cover chicken shit in Kansas, as far as I'm concerned, and send her to do some kitschy NPR story while they're begging for money every year when they come out and they have their hand out. Not like they have their hand in your pocket all the rest of the time because they're federally supported public radio.
Correct. No,
Don't get me started on
she should
NPR.
have no
If you ever listen to NPR, it'll rot your brain. But whatever.
Yeah, she should have no business being anywhere near.
They should yank her press credentials and she's out. And look, if you show the picture
Well,
back, she's the only one ever. You've done the boom mic, Dan. You said there's no reason for it to even be that close.
No, absolutely not. The boom mic, and if you we don't have the picture to put up on the screen.
There's other boom mics,
but there's a picture, a wide shot of another individual working the boom mic that is a good 5 or 6 feet away that you can see in that picture. She is getting this thing right up under his, and there was no need for it. It's not how a boom mic works. A boom mic is there. It's a non-directional microphone, but it is designed in such a way that it can capture quality sound from that distance, 5-6 feet away. And you use it in situations like that to where you have to, you either don't want to be in somebody's way. You hold it up in the air, you hold it down low. But you're not going to have it, like right on this podcast, we get really close to our microphones. A boom mic, I'd be able to be like this, and you'd be able to hear me.
Yes,
fine.
It catches everything.
Yeah.
So let's hope that she's out of there. And I didn't know that.
And she had actually just started with NPR, and they put her on the White House.
I mean, doesn't that speak volumes of NPR? Doesn't that speak volumes of NPR that they put the person that had that sick comment about him being in Howell, Michigan, because of some, alleged association, and that's who they picked?
Right. That's your person.
Yeah. She wants to tie Trump to KKK and Hitler, and now she's supposed to be an objective reporter covering him. I don't think so.
I can't wait for Doge to look at the funding we give to NPR and cut it to zero.
She should have been taken down right there on the tarmac and hauled away. She's a menace.
She's a menace.
She's a threat.
She's a threat.
Get her out of there.
Get her out of there. Anything else?
As far as threats, we're going to threaten you with a good time. We'll be back Friday, 5 p.m. Potentially 4, but 5 p.m. I think is what we agreed on.
What was the part you said? Potentially.
We're going to threaten you with a good time.
No, the potentially 4.
4 or 5. We mentioned 5 the other day.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think I have anything going on.
So shut the fuck up then.
Well, I mean, maybe it does.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 is a little bit early. It's right in the middle of my jiu-jitsu.
Nah, you're jiu-jitsu. Okay.
513. Try a little harder on your comments next time.
do some due diligence.
Think more, type less.
But we want to thank Murphy Engraving with our new sponsorship.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on now.
And as well, I want to thank you too for getting here early. We went through a ton of shit, so that's good.
A lot of show prep today.
Fiat. I love the comments. I'm just listening to the comments roll through.
Shit is funny. But we'll see you guys Friday, and make sure you look at Murphy Engraving, and also download the audio, tell a friend, and get a friend to subscribe. And we'll see you Friday.
Out.
Later.